Here we go, it's game time, baby. Connex 5 getting you kicked off of this tournament. Finally, I know we did a lot of talking, and now we are ready to roll. We're just going to call them purple and green for the time being. Going to be a lot easier to keep track of that, and we'll recap it. All right, so you see the MacGuffin down low. You got purple up top trying to rain down. Seems to be the strategy for them to try to just kind of keep that high ground and clear them out one at a time. They do a great job focusing their fire. Try to go on board. You see the triple frag there by Carl. Trying to get over to the MacGuffin carrier. Ooh, you see the deaths coming out. Nice use of the slow field there. You see the purple team over here trying to basically get that first opening kill. You kind of just need to know, crack through that barrier, no pun intended. And now everyone pushing over. This Vindicator, that double damage, just so critical. You see one kill there. I think it was Guilte you had it. Yeah, we'll go on board with Guilte. There it is. So the Vindicator icon in the bottom left. You might try, Q-Mazer, you might try refreshing the page. I know sometimes weird things can happen. Again, this Vindicator run by Guilte just going nuts. It can be so dominant in this game type. It looks like he did pick it up, and he's going to be depositing that. Now you can see, for those of you, I don't know how many folks are watching that may not have even played MacGuffin before. It's essentially like one flag, capture the flag. Only when you cap, you then have to defend your capture point, basically, and run up those points. So right now it's 13 to 38. You see those total points at the top. Purple here has just deposited that MacGuffin, that kind of flag, if you will, and we'll be gaining points as time goes along. You see those two bars next to the clock. That's going to be your total points. Getting to 100 points will win you a round. Armor is so crucial. It's absolutely crucial in this game type because you can really get into a sort of a respawn cycle where you're basically just dying, respawning, running the enemy team, dying, respawning, running the enemy team. Anyone who's played Sacrifice and played Champions, again, a very similar game type, you've definitely felt that before, where you get out of sync and you're just kind of like dying over and over. The teams that can reorganize and soak up power-ups are really going to do much better than the teams that kind of just even maybe have superior fragging ability but can't get organized. And right now you can see this green having a really difficult time getting into that base to grab that MacGuffin. It does finally get moving. Looks like, who's got it? Looks like Carl's got it. Now, one thing that's kind of unique to MacGuffin, you will notice they'll actually gain points. So you will actually rack up points on that MacGuffin as you hold it. Ooh, Vindicator coming out, and this can be big problems for the green team. So there you go. 3 quick kills. And it looks like we got Vindicator and MacGuffin on the same player. We'll go on board with them. It's going to be TaylorFerguson now. That double damage. Ooh, as though the shaft didn't do enough damage. You throw a double damage on it, and it's just so ridiculous trying to attack versus that. That said, it doesn't protect you at all, right? He's down to 28 HP. And if his teammates are smart, they're going to let him soak up some health, maybe even some armor. But you get that double damage shaft defending your base and just basically guarantees you at least a couple minutes worth of points. You can see them up to 99, and that's why this is overtime. They basically have to secure it for a few more seconds, and I think that should do it. MacGuffin is over. Round is over. I should say MacGuffin cleared. Round is over, and that will be 1 round to purple here. What's up, Death Row? This is map number 1. This is the very first round. Took us a while to get up and running. So here we go, round 2 kicking off. They will switch sides here, so it may not be, maybe a little bit confusing the first time you watch. But basically, each team is assigned a side for the first 2 rounds. They swap sides, and then the third round, it's kind of like sacrificing. Ooh, nice double kill there. In that you can choose your side for the tiebreaker round. MacGuffin spawning soon. Right now, both teams opting to deathmatch really hard. You do see Rastsy up there gets knocked off of that red, so that's a big power up to keep track of. Obviously, anytime whether you're running it or defending it. Go on board with the MacGuffin carrier now. Ooh, he goes down.
Enemy MacGuffin.
Who's got it now? It looks like it's still getting thrown. So we're seeing the strategy in this round between these two teams where you'll grab it and throw it just to try to make some amount of progress. I think they're doing that when they're low on health. Neither team has really completely controlled these power-ups. So there is a couple of blue armors There's a red armor and there's a mega health. Neither team has really kind of soaked those up consistently. We're going to go on board with the Vindicator here. We saw how important that can be last round. Even if you give up a cap, the ability to run in there with the double damage, especially if you can get... I'm actually surprised to see him not go out and get a shaft in this. Ooh, under his belt. But there he goes. And that's the problem. When you chase after with the Vindicator and you don't have a great weapon, you can definitely go down. You're still vulnerable and you're going to be a target. You'd like to have seen him grab that. So you see him throwing it into the base, getting it done. Still only 17-8, so green here has a big opportunity to try to fight their way back into it. In general, I would say it's definitely much easier to defend. I mean, obviously you have the advantage. If you trade while you're capturing points, then you know, you're going to be winning, basically. You pretty much have to win a fight outright in order to get that MacGuffin moving in. Green, ooh, wins that fight outright in the air frag, coming in Guilte with the double kill. He's going to have the MacGuffin. He's just going to throw it up top. Don't think he has a teammate waiting for it. Maybe just trying to get it off the point. And here we go, running forward, throwing it again up on the roof. I don't know if that was intentional. It's going to put it in an awkward position. It's definitely going to make for an interesting jump ball in the middle of the map. So it looks like it gets picked up, dropped, picked up again. TaylorFerguson's going to have it. Looks like he capped it, and so green team now going to have to be on the attack. It's purple taking it back and looking to score some points. Only a few points behind, and that can get racked up so quickly. Definitely see some big turnarounds in this game type once you take control of that base. And especially if you have that timing. We talked about coordination. The teams that can coordinate defending their base along with controlling the power-ups in mid, that's going to be such a big boon for them. Right now we got a pretty close round though. Only about 7 points between them. MacGuffin's going to go down. Did we hear a power-up getting taken there? Yeah, looks like Vindicator now on board with MattKelly. Let's see what he can do with it. Keeping your bearings going through that teleporter in mid, so key. See a couple of kills coming out. The trade, he goes down. His teammate, though, right there. Guilte will have it. We saw him get a couple of big kills earlier in the game. And now is there a chance with this Vindicator to try to take control? Looks like he's going to go off to the middle of the map. Maybe try to push them off with some pickups. And never mind, he circles around and gets the double kill. Again, that double damage shaft, just so brutal to go up against. He's going to throw it into the base. Go ahead and cap it. Now, the downside is when you're throwing the MacGuffin, I mean, it's my understanding when you're not carrying the MacGuffin, you're not racking up those kind of passive points that you can then capture. So there is a downside to that. So MacGuffin's going back and forth. We'll try to go on board with it. It's making it really hard to spec whenever they're just throwing it around. You know, maybe one of these days we'll get a follow MacGuffin button. So Rastsy coming in, trying to clear out the base. It looks like Purple's going to get this MacGuffin under their control. 50 to 74, so they got plenty of leeway here. They got a pretty big lead. Rocket's behind them. There's a lot of ways to break line of sight, though, when you go down low like that. Force, if you hit GC Fund, that'll be the chat command. That'll take you, that'll show you the link. Didn't want to get people confused with donating to the stream versus donating to the tournament, but of course, again, a tournament that's been funded largely by the community and a couple of the bigger sponsors that we talked about already. The shotgun coming out, and don't look now, but Green making a big play. They're throwing it forward again, and you know, they keep throwing it forward, but not actually getting picked up by anyone. All right, we'll go on board with it. Caliente here, Carl Caliente rather. He's going to be in base, taking the nice, perfectly smooth, nothing weird going on with it at all lift. And this is a big opportunity. I was saying Green was making a push. If they can hold them off here, it would be huge. We do have a Vindicator running around. There's still some time on that. We know how just brutal it can be. I mean, there's one big kill with the shotgun. Chance for a second, going through mid, just clearing a path right now with 86 points. And of course, those are going to be racking up the longer they hold that MacGuffin. So they don't even necessarily have to take it straight to base, but they are going to do that. A couple weak players on defense. We'll see if Green He's able to scoop up some pickups. That could be huge. They do clear them both out off the bait. It's going to be 3-on-1 on the point. He goes down. Actually, we'll stick with the MacGuffin carrier. And it looks like they're going to really be in no hurry. I mean, you see 99 points on the board for purple. Green here really can't afford to give up anything. It's actually not a bad move. They can clear things out to just scoop up those points in the meantime. But, okay, Rastsy grabbing the mega health. You do see purple here, though, with it. And if they can cap this, you're going to need some quick action to try to overcome that overtime. And overtime, just a few seconds left. If nobody gets in there, this could be round 2. And there you go, already. As we take a tour through the bottom of the map. So 2-0 victory for purple there. And we'll take a look at the bracket again one more second. Get that up and running for you. So again, that was Egg MacGuffin versus Bloodletter Bomb. Give you another look at the team rosters there. Just kicking off in the first rounds here. Very, very early on in this tournament. I will say this stream is set to 720 at 60 because when you run at 1080, there's a lot of folks that that kind of that don't have the internet to handle it for whatever reason. So try to keep things, you know, nice and smooth for everybody. I'm not sure. Is it Guilte or Guilt? I'm not actually sure how you pronounce it. Guilty? Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, if you're a sacrifice player in Quake Champions, you're going to be very, very comfortable. I mean, this basically is sacrifice, more or less. I think the fact that they basically created capture the flag maps for it, though, going to give it a little bit more of a, I don't know, maybe balanced feel. Okay, so Bloodletter Bomb, Egg MacGuffin back in chat. Now they're saying that one of their characters had a super high ping. Not sure why that might be. I know that we all should be on the Dallas data center. I mean, you can see that in the middle there. You can choose your data center, so maybe some weird routing going on there now. I do see, I think it's Tornado Gaming, was it, versus Egg MacGuffin looking to get in here. So just following those conversations in Discord here. Yeah, that was actually the first map. It took us a while to get running here. Let's see if any of the other matches have. We do have some other matches finished off, so while they're working that out, we'll take a look at some of these other results up on the bracket. So Prevail Gaming did beat Rock and Egg Torture. That was one that I thought would be an interesting match. I think that might have been a forfeit win, though, question mark. It sounded like Rock and Egg Torture might have been missing some players. So that might have actually been why that one was done. It looks like a Dash for Cash taking it. That other match did that, you know, that one might have been the one that was in the the We Prevail one that was in progress whenever we tried to join, and then Weak Bodies, of course, taking it. Some of those, of course, might have been no-shows very first round of a tournament, so if teams show up late or not at all, then we'll see some early round forfeits in that sense. But now everybody's around, everybody's ready to go. And I think we're going to get the second map started here. Just a couple of seconds here. I think everyone's ready to go. So remember, that's Egg MacGuffin will be your purple team. Up top, they did take map 1, map 2, or excuse me, team below. Bloodletter Bomb. Is that a reference to something? Is Bloodletter Bomb like some sort of... Is that like a Doom code or something I should know about? No, it's not a code, but is that like a reference to something in lore? Is that just... It kind of sounds like it would be like a goth rock rap album. So I don't know. Oh, here we go. Players are readied up. So here is your countdown. 3, 2, 1. That is game time, baby. Connex 5 bringing you map 2 between these two. Finally got you up and running. MattKelly here grabbing. Ooh, almost getting meleeed off the top. We've seen a lot of teams really like holding that top area. Here on this map in particular, obviously high ground huge in this game, but it overlooks so much of the map. Got red armor down low. Certainly going to put him in good position. He might be circling around. So it looks like MattKelly here, the strategy going to be to get stacked up and then make a run for the MacGuffin, or maybe even just try to attack it. Oh, and they collapse on mid, taking everybody out. Green team getting wiped there, so purple's going to be on the run. You see Matt here. We'll stick around with him because he grabbed both power-ups, the Mega Health and the Red Armor. So we did have that collected, so that MacGuffin's in purple base. You can see them racking up the points, and right now I think they're just out fragging just on a one-on-one basis. Finally, we see some kills coming. I'll take a quick look at the scoreboard, but look at that disparity with the kills. 8-3 just in raw fragging ability. Just in raw frags. But there's a big pickup of that power-up. Shoddy going to take him out immediately. Surprised not to see him pick up that shaft, though. Shaft can be so effective. I mean, Shoddy is obviously effective. You see him having to switch to the machine gun at distance. Guilte, they're going to be up top. Secret passage door, of course. Sneaking around the side there, and a nice twitch shotgun blast. Unfortunately, just doesn't quite do enough damage. MacGuffin getting dropped, going back and forth. We'll try to catch up with it. So it looks like it did get deposited. So green now about halfway there for purple, but green now trying to soak up some points. Trying to cut down that lead. And it looks like purple already going to take it back. Yeah, first map just finished off. Second map looks like it's going much the same way, though, actually. As Bloodletter here is really having trouble. They finally get one deposited, and if they can actually hold off here, they could really turn the tides of this match, but they've just been getting out-fragged from the very beginning. They were also kind of lacking on the power control. We don't really see a stat for that yet. I'm sure we'll get stats, you know, in the future. But you saw MattKelly grabbing the very first Mega Health and then stacking up the second Red Armor on top of that. Really let him dominate the middle of the map. Guilte now with it in his hands, making a run towards their base, and if they can capture this could be a great opportunity, but they don't quite make it to base, and that's a nice steal right there. That's going to, at the very least, erase a couple points off the board. They're waiting with the ambush. They do get the cap, but not for long, and it's now only a 3-point game. Make it a 4-point game, and there's the defense. I actually thought they were going to take that back. So nice defense there by purple. Green was in great position. Go on board, though. Guilte again with that power-up. Does go down, though, so that power will be on the ground. You can see that back and forth. You see he goes down to a rail, so now Carl's going to have the power-up. That double damage just absolutely turns the tide in this game type. It's a nice job chasing through the teleporter, clearing a path for his runner. But neither team has actually had a very long run. He had about 49 points with the first defense by purple right off the bat. And since then, it's been going back and forth. And again, right back into purple's hands. They've got it in base. The thing is, you know, with that basically 49 point lead that they started the game off with, they can trade back and forth now. They can trade points, they can trade kills. And as long as they stay about even the rest of the game, it's going to be a pretty solid win here for purple in round one. Green trying to erase that lead, but they need a couple key kills here. There's one opportunity. There's one kill. Okay, Guilte goes down. They have 3 people in base. They're going to need to stack back up, though. You see CrypticGrouch here looking for some health. And that's a big part of map knowledge, right? You see the team that's just more efficient with stacking back up after a fight. You might even kill yourself. Like this, the interesting thing about this game type is there's situations where you might actually be better off dying than living. And you see him throwing that MacGuffin up top, just trying to get it out of reach. But now, oh, nice snipe across the map, and unfortunately lands right back in purple's hands there. We're only 8 points away from round going to purple. Green did make up some of that gap, and now we've got an opportunity for them to try to cut them off. Vindicator, this will be huge right now. MattKelly has just been a power-up hawk so far. You see him scooping up red armor. He's got the 50 health. Needs a little bit more health, and I think he'll be ready to go here. Nice. Double damage rail. That's just going to erase him. Double damage shaft on top of that, owning the middle of the map. And with that cap, he was basically hanging out, stacking up points, and that's all it took was a few more seconds to hold that base, and ended up being closer than it was at the beginning. So beginning, it started off, remember, 49-0 purple. So Bloodletter actually did a pretty good job kind of evening it back out. Or Bloodletter Bomb, I guess we'll say, is the full team name. But they did a great job of evening that back out to a certain extent. Right now, though, I think the purple team, Egg MacGuffin, is just straight up out-fragging them and really owning the middle of the map, winning those even, you know, 2-on-2, 3-on-3 fights. Not a whole lot of complex strategy at play there. Just basically out aiming them at this point. We did see MattKelly, of course, owning a bunch of those power-ups, though, so that, of course, certainly helps. Again, grabbing that MacGuffin, throwing it. We've seen that strategy a lot by the green team in particular. Guilte nevertheless ends up with it, heading back to his base. Remember, we did swap bases for round 2. Looking to defend that base and try to put some points on the board early like they did last round. And when you start off with a 49-point lead like they did, it gives you so much room for error. I mean, indeed, Bloodletter Bomb was able to make up a good, 29 points of that lead and still end up losing by 20. So Guilte this time, stacking up multiple power-ups. That's going to make them very, very scary now with that double damage and the extra armor and an opportunity to grab more armor. Plenty of shaft ammo in there. Can pretty much go wherever they want at this point. They can try to spawn kill. They can try to deny any kind of weapons. We've seen a lot of teams that are really focused on that rocket and rail in mid. Enemy MacGuffin. They do get the MacGuffin in their hands, but just for a couple of seconds. They're going to go down a couple of times, and you see the power of those power-ups and stacking up that armor. Guilte right there, cleaning house, cleaning the base, and continuing to rack up those points. We could see a quick win here in 2 straight rounds, but we'll see what Bloodletter Bomb can do, trying to get in and get that MacGuffin moving, but it's just so difficult when you're out of sync. They do get in their hands, so Rastsy has it. We'll see what he can do. He's on the move. He's got 118 health, looking for a better weapon. That rocket launcher is going to help. Ooh, up close versus the melee. Actually, shoddy, not a bad counter. Melee is coming out by purple, trying to clear that base. They're defending it to try to stay alive here. I mean, 76 points for purple. You figure if they get the MacGuffin back to their base, could be game over. 21 points on the board, just inching their way up. We'll take a quick look at the scoreboard. What's up, Tamer? Appreciate any of you folks across the pond joining us. I know that this tournament's getting started very late for anyone from Europe. Oh, just a full team wipe there. You see the You see the death indicators, the kill feed in the top left. Everyone went down. And so that's going to just make it that much harder for them to get in position. They do, though. Green team swooping in, Bloodletter Bomb, taking that Vindicator. And this is going to be a big chance for them. So they have to get that. They have to get that MacGuffin in their hands right now. There's one big kill. They can run in and wipe them out. But now they have to put some points on the board with it. Now, here's the question. Do you hang on to it or do you run it straight to base? MattKelly now picking it up. So they'll have the Vindicator in their hands, and with 87 points on the board, not a lot of room for error here for the green team. Nice snipe right through the grate. 2 in a row. We'll see if he can finish off these kills. Ooh, goes for the rail, misses it. He goes down. Such a risky play, going for the home run there. So now Bloodletter with a nice defense. They got a couple of weak players. They got to decide if they want to push out and maybe try to pick up some armor and then come back. Potentially leave their base open, but you're seeing them swarming. Oh, and Guilte gets a double kill off screen there. I think he's pretty weak, but a couple more kills coming in now. Caliente, or Call Caliente coming in. I think that was a rail. Okay, Guilte now swooping in. He's going to try to grab it. Got multiple people on him. And green team now all of a sudden back up to 99 points. So this is their opportunity to take a round back. A couple seconds left, and they do it. Nice comeback by Bloodletter Bomb. Looked like they were dead to rights. Egg MacGuffin just sort of stalled out there. They couldn't keep the MacGuffin in their base. They had trouble. They were kind of trickling into the enemy base one at a time. Quick turnaround by green, and now we are all tied up. Remember, this round you can choose to defend whichever base you want. Rails coming out back and forth. MacGuffin spawns any second, but everybody going down. Everyone basically fighting for that high ground map control in the early moments of this round. Nobody's really super healthy though, so you can see that MacGuffin gets grabbed. Whoever grabs it just going to go down instantly. And that's kind of the downside to fighting like that, so aggressive at the beginning of the round. That was actually a really nice throw though, because it threw it completely out of the range of the green team here. So pretty smart play there. That's going to get some early points on the board here for Egg MacGuffin, and it is match point for them. If they can take this round, they will move on. Vindicator spawn. We'll see who had it. There we go. MattKelly with it. Only 9 HP though. Smart play going for that 50 pack, and another 25 will get him back up to 84, but can't be too reckless. We've seen that get stolen a couple of times and used right back against teams. Double shot. He goes down to a rocket. Who's going to pick it up? So CrypticGrouch will have that Vindicator. So double damage again, running through. Gets taken down from behind, but there it is. Gets capped, and so now green. We saw them at the end of last round completely turning the game around with their ability to defend. It seems like both teams here kind of just ebbing and flowing with whether or not they're able to successfully defend.
Defend your base.
Yeah, if you hit exclamation point bracket in chat, it'll link you to the bracket page. So MattKelly grabbing that red. We've seen him really just be a power-up hawk. So Matt in particular has been all over. Guilte's grabbed a couple. And I think that if I had to pick one thing to focus on is the difference between these two teams. Bloodletter Bomb, the green team down there, I feel like they've had trouble scooping up power-ups, at least on the spawn. They've done a decent job of taking out power-up runners. You know, that really made a big difference towards the end of last round. But you look at this round now, 75-8, even more one-sided than the first round. They do have a chance though with 2 of them down to maybe get this moving again. We did see last round they do have the ability to defend successfully if they can just get that base established. They do have it on the run. Now this might be a situation if you can hide, we rack up some points on that counter if you're having trouble holding it in base. But he goes down. That's going to get picked up and thrown right back at them. And both teams now just passing it around. Oh, and that pickup gets grabbed right in front of the power-up. Who's going to have that Vindicator? Looks like both of them going to CrypticGrouch. So here we go. Vindicator and MacGuffin gets delivered, and this is the last opportunity probably that green's going to have. Remember, they're trying to take this map to push it to a third. Map 1 did go to purple. And we are tied 1 round apiece. Okay, so you're saying is let me, I'll double check my stream settings after this match, and I'll take a look at the stream settings I have.
Defend your base.
You know what it is? You know what it is? There's a, anyway, we'll continue casting this match out of respect for the players. I think I know what the problem is, y'all. Well, anyway, I said the end of this. Looks like this could be it. If green can't get in here and get this moving, and they do. But how long can they keep it going? All they have to do basically is cap one more time. Purple just a second or two, basically 3 seconds away from taking this round. And the match. Purple's going to have it right back in their hands. Who's going to have it? Oh, Rastsy comes in. TaylorFerguson's going to have it on the run. Throws it before he goes down. That seems to be their strategy. Just get it moving. And now green team's struggling. Again, this is their match at this point. If they can just... If he can get up the lift, that is. But finally gets up the lift. Has it in their hands. And they do have it in their base. So... MacGuffin here trying to take this match and move on to the next round. Gonna have to attack. We did see a pretty solid defense by green here last time.
Enemy Vindicator.
So Vindicator comes out. Guilte with it in his hands again. And I think that's been the problem for green team is whenever they've been defending their base, they haven't been able to work out the power-up rotations to keep those under their control. Oh, but he goes down with it. Who picked up the Vindicator? Looks like green did. They go down. Power-up goes this time to Carl. So Carl will be on the run with the Vindicator. And they're still defending their base, and this could be a huge comeback here. Up to 90 to 99. There's going to be basically one more opportunity for purple to attack. They're going to be going up against 2 players in their base. They go down. Matt with the kill. Guilty's on it. If they can get this moving, it's overtime for both teams. Next cap will win. And there you see MattKelly heading to base. Everyone's going to be collapsing on that point. Remember, purple can win this match with 1 defense here. Green trying to stay alive. Oh, and that kill might have done it. Overtime down to 2 seconds. 1 second. And there you have it. Purple coming out on top. 199 though, so green there. Bloodletter coming back in this one, making it a lot closer.